Good morning, and welcome. This is Cliff Potts. Thank you for your time. I'm here to talk about the Rapture. Oh my God, I'm not here. What happened? Have I been taken away? Oh no! Oh, I must be...
May 21st, 2011. Welcome. Having a little fun at the expense of the Doomsday Prophets. Did a little research last night. A friend was a little concerned about what was going on, and I decided to dig something up. So here we go. A couple things for you. And this is why I do not take the rapture predictions seriously. Let's go back to the Bible itself, where Jesus is talking in the Gospel of Matthew. Now, I'm going to read it from the King James because that's the only translation that the fundamentalists pay attention to. And Jesus spoke and he said, But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. Well, that's what Jesus taught. So when these guys are running around telling you doom and gloom is coming, they don't know what they're talking about. These are just 10 predictions, most of them fairly recent, of the end of the world, compiled by... I can tell you it's the person's female, and they go by the screen name of Dreadful Person. October 3rd, 1533. Let's see, we got October 22nd, 1844. Then we have the Jehovah's Witnesses in 1914, at the onset of the First World War. Then we have 1969, where we have Chucky Manson. Now, this brings us more up to date. What we'll remember is the 1980s with Hal Lindsey running around telling everybody that the world was going to do a crash and burn because the EU was coming together and all that wonderful good stuff. Now, this is one I didn't know. We have one from September 11th through 13th of 1988. We have a former NASA engineer predicting the end of the world. Then we have, 1993 with David Koresh at the Branch Davidian compound. Then we've got March 1997, we have the Heaven's Gate group. Then we go to, of course, the biggie one that you all remember, January 1st of 2000, Y2K. Oh my, that was quite something. And of course we have May 2008. So, and May 2008, that was a group from the Russian Orthodox Church who spent 6 months in a cave in anticipation of the apocalypse predicted by their leader. They began emerging from their makeshift underground home after the roof began to collapse in March. So there you have it. Those are the recent ones. Now, the one that I remember that always gives me pause, well, I wouldn't say I remember it, but the one I remember studying, is The Great Disappointment. And you can look that up in Wikipedia. That is the October 22nd, 1844 date. And he had some pretty, wild calculations as to why this should occur. It's not new in world history to have somebody proclaim the end of the world. Now, just to let you know, I haven't read this entirely, there is a article out of IB Times, San Francisco, where the mainstream Christian leadership are calling Harold Camping a false prophet. It's interesting here, a little more detail. According to Camping, the end of the world will come on May 21st, 2011 at 6 p.m. with 200 million righteous people vanishing into the sky. The remaining left behind will perish by October 21st, 2011 in a series of natural disasters, including violent earthquakes that would make the recent Japan earthquake look like a Sunday school picnic in comparison. Okay. 6 p.m. Where? Anyway, yeah. I'll post a link to this story in the information below in YouTube. The one thing I would tell the Christians as well, see, I have this theory that all this doom and gloom is simply a, how do I put this? Simply a way of rationally, which end times prophecies and rational doesn't work, but to rationalize, if you will, the changes that are going on in society. And we do make massive changes in society on a regular basis. And of course, with the U.S. on a decline and other nations emerging stronger, that means many of our religious folk out there are seeing it as the end times. Now, the only end times it might be the end times of the United States as a superpower or as a world leader. By the way, I don't believe that either. We've just got other players, once again, who are, you know, as big as we are. We used to have the Soviet Union. Now it's, you know, the G20 or whatever. I'll let you fill that in. It's a little too early in the morning for me to work with that one. Now, let me find this for you. This is what the Christian folks should be focusing on. It's from again, the King James. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are called according to His purpose. Now, you know, you say you're Christian, you say you love God, you say you're doing God's will, then that's where your faith should be. You shouldn't be worried about what China's doing. You shouldn't be worried about what the multinational corporations are doing in regards to screwing the people of the United States and the economy of the United States. You shouldn't be worrying about or seeing this as the destruction of your beloved nation as God's judgment. Now, that we have managed to get past the Armageddon mythos, if you will, let's get on to the business of straightening out the United States, because that is what happened in 1844. Of course, that did end up with the Civil War, but we'll try to bypass that one. I'd say it's way past time to deal with the problems with the main gift that God, if you believe in God, has given you. And that main gift is right up here. Read, think, talk, put things together, create solutions. That's what we should be doing. May 21st, 2011. It's 6 o'clock in the world, 6 p.m. in the world someplace. I just don't know where. And I haven't heard of any earthquakes. I haven't heard of anybody disappearing. Nothing on the news. No great cube. So, let's get on with the business of fixing the mess that we've created, okay? This is Cliff Potts. Thank you for your time. May your God go with you.
Chicago is. I just grin like a clown.
I will talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.